Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Certainly, we have a lot to rejoice about, a lot to be thankful for. Sometimes we're tempted in the midst of challenges to complain and to fret, or what we will call vent. But I want to remind us to count your blessings. Name them one by one. Sometimes we cannot even name the blessings. Sometimes we're not even aware of all the blessings that God has sent our way, because it is not just a tangible thing that you can hold, but it is the peace of God. It is the grace of God, it's the mercy of God, it's His protection, it's His benevolent love and favor that He would move on the hearts of individuals to help us or to open doors, etc. So many blessings that we can give God thanks for. Let us look this week at some stories in the Bible whereby persons would have either blessed or received a blessing and how it would have benefited them. Today we're going to look at 1 Kings chapter 17, and I'm probably going to pick it up from verse 11. But prior to verse 11, this is the story of Elijah. And of course, he prophesied that there would be a drought, and there was a drought, and God took care of him. He fed him from the brook. Even the ravens fed him. And then at one point, God told him to get up and go. And there was a widow that he went to. And in verse 11, he's asking her for water. Let us pick it up from there. As she was going to get it, he called to her and said, "Please bring me a morsel of bread in your hand." So she said, "As the Lord your God lives, I do not have bread, only a handful of flour in a bin and a little oil in a jar. And see, I am gathering together a couple of sticks, that I may go in and prepare it for myself and my son, that we may eat and die." And Elijah said to her, "Do not fear. Go and do as you have said, but make me a small cake from it first, and bring it to me, and afterward make some for yourself and your son. For thus says the Lord God of Israel, the bin of flour shall not be used up, nor shall the jar of oil run dry, until the day the Lord sends rain on the earth." So she went away and did according to the word of Elijah. And she and he and her household ate for many days. The bin of flour was not used up, nor did the jar of oil run dry, according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke by Elijah. Now, a miracle occurred here, because by rights, as that lady said, the flour and the oil would have ran out. But when God is in the midst of things, what's impossible for man, it is possible with God. With God, all things are possible. And the interesting thing here is this lady is saying to Elijah, "But I don't have enough to give to you as well." And he said, "Don't worry, make something for me first." Imagine that, the audacity of Elijah to say, "Make something for me first." That lady could have said, "But what about my son? What about me? You're being presumptuous." She could have chosen instead to just make for herself and her son and call it a day, and she would have certainly died. But by Elijah saying, "Make for me first," that is tantamount to putting God first. Even when we just have a little bit, listen and obey the voice of God and do what he says to do. And God is in the business of turning things around, working miracles. She continued to eat. The oil never ran out. The flour never ran out. God took care of her because she was willing to bless the man of God with something to eat first before taking care of herself. There is a lesson here for us to learn in giving and to see the benefits. God is a debtor to no one. So as we obey him and we bless others, God will take care of us. Have a wonderful day.